Hey, Bianca here, and welcome to Teach Like Bianca. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you why it is important for you to substitute teach before you start your teaching career. Let's go ahead and get started. There's many reasons why I believe that you should start your teaching career, substitute teaching, before you actually get into the actual position that you want. And it's not always a bad thing. I know a lot of people think, oh, I got to substitute teach because I can't find a job. No, you need to substitute teach so that you can hone your skill. There's really just three reasons why I want to get into. The very first one is really understanding what grade level you want to teach. So student teaching gives you a wide array of your experience, but you are being supervised. You have a cooperating teacher, a mentor, somebody that is supervising you within the classroom. Sometimes you can operate the classroom on your own, but that's if you have a substitute teaching certificate. But if you don't have that, thing is that you are mostly being supervised and never really have a handle of running a classroom on your own yet. If you start substitute teaching, you're able to see if this is really the grade level that you want to teach in, that this is the comfort that you want to be in, especially if you have a secondary certificate, for example, and you start out teaching in high school. You have a wide array to go all the way from middle school or even 4th or 5th grade all the way up to 12th grade. Now, you might believe you want to do high school, but then you end up doing like 5th grade, which is vastly different. Teaching elementary school is so much more work. I'm going to tell you that right now. Secondary, middle school to high school, you have to make sure that you are on your classroom management. You have your routines and procedures in place, and you have to make sure that you have that set forth from day one and continue it all the way to the end of the school year. Substitute teaching helps you to figure out what grade level you want to teach in, and if you really want to be at the grade level that you are at. Jump around. Make sure you try some in elementary school. Make sure you try some in secondary school if you ultimately want to be in that area. The next reason why I believe that you should substitute teach is discipline. If you can run and manage a classroom that is not your own, where you don't know the kids, where you haven't built that relationship, you can manage any classroom in your school. The way that you run your classroom as a substitute teacher and leverage your experience and your comfortability with students without being possibly overwhelmed and even scared of what to expect. A lot of times, substitute teachers are very timid of middle schoolers and high schoolers, especially if you're just newly graduated. If you are able to get this down, once you get into your own classroom, you're going to be able to see what you want, see what you don't want, and see what works. That's all part of student teaching. That's all part of observations that you should have been doing within your education program, is seeing what you want and see what you don't want and see what works and seeing what doesn't work. You can get that all out of the way during substitute teaching. And my very last reason for why you should substitute teach is being able to get your name out there, get your skills out there and shown to other teachers, or just trying to find that job that you really want. A lot of times you think you want to be in a district, but once you get in that district, it's not all what you thought it was. And you may also want to be in a certain building, but it's not what you thought it was. But if you're able to move around and get into other districts, get into a building that you really want to be in, you could try them out through substitute teaching. This also is helpful for you because it's not going to take a lot of legwork and not a lot of guessing for you to figure things out. Once you get in that teaching job, you stay there for a couple years, practice your skills, and then you can move on. But with substitute teaching, you can get all that practicing and everything done during that time. If you are at a school where a lot of people want to be, you're going to know why. You're going to know that it's a place of comfort and they accept you as a substitute teacher. You're not going to be shunned. People aren't going to ignore you. You want a school culture is going to be helpful and you're going to get that feedback even as a substitute teacher, and you can feel that once you get into that building. So then you can get an idea of what you really want and where you really want to be as a teacher. So those are my tips for why I believe you should substitute teach before you start your teaching career. It's all practice. It's just like an internship, but you're getting paid. You're bouncing around. You're doing your own thing. You don't have to grade. You don't have to lesson plan. Everything is there for you. You're still honing your skills as a teacher, especially with that classroom management piece. And you're able to see what you're really going to want to do in the long run. It's going to be more beneficial for you to substitute teach than anything else. Let me know if you have any questions. Go ahead and put them down in the description. Go ahead and check out this next video for substitute teaching tips. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.